welcome back to Indonesia Morning News. I'm your host, and today we will turn our attention to a growing environmental concern that is affecting millions across the country: air pollution. Indonesia is facing a growing environmental and public health crisis, one that is often invisible yet deeply harmful. Air pollution, particularly in major urban areas like Jakarta, has reached alarming levels, raising serious concerns about its long-term impact on millions of people. Recent air quality reports consistently place Jakarta amongst the most polluted cities in Southeast Asia. On many days, air quality levels fall into categories considered unhealthy and even hazardous. The main sources include vehicle emissions, industrial pollution, and the continued reliance on coal-fired power plants. Combined with rapid urbanization, these factors have created a dangerous mix that directly affects daily life. But beyond statistics and rankings, the real story lies in how air pollution is impacting people's health. Medical experts warn that prolonged exposure to polluted air can lead to a range of serious conditions. Fine particulate matter, known as PM2.5, is especially dangerous because it can enter the bloodstream through the lungs. This increases the risk of respiratory diseases such as asthma and chronic bronchitis. Hospitals in urban areas have reported rising cases of breathing-related illnesses, particularly among children and elderly people, groups that are the most vulnerable. However, the effect goes beyond the lungs. Studies have shown that long-term exposure to air pollution is linked to cardiovascular diseases, including heart attacks and even strokes. In some cases, it can even affect brain health, contributing to cognitive decline over time. For pregnant women, exposure to polluted air has been associated with complications such as low birth weight and premature birth. For many Indonesians, these risks are not just theoretical, but they are part of everyday life. In Jakarta, it is increasingly common to see people wearing masks not only for protection against illnesses, but to filter polluted air. Parents becoming more concerned about letting their children play outside. Schools occasionally limit outdoor activities due to poor air qualities, and workers who commute daily, especially by motorcycle, are exposed to pollution for hours at a time, which increases their health risks significantly. There is also an impact economically. Poor air quality can reduce productivity, increase healthcare costs, and place additional pressure on the public health system. For lower-income communities, the burden is even heavier, as access to healthcare and protective measures is often limited. In response, the Indonesian government has begun taking steps to address the issue. Efforts include promoting electrical vehicles, improving public transportation, and setting stricter emission standards. There have also been discussions about reducing dependence on coal and transitioning towards cleaner energy sources. However, experts argue that progress remains too slow compared to the scale of the problem. Stronger enforcement of environmental regulation, better urban planning, and greater public awareness are urgently needed. Without these, air pollution will continue to pose a serious threat to both health and quality of life. At the same time, individuals and communities are starting to take action. From using public transport to reducing open burning and supporting green initiatives, small changes can contribute to a larger impact. Still, meaningful improvement will require coordinated efforts at all levels, from the government policy to everyday behavior. Air pollution is often called a silent killer because its effects are not always immediately visible. But it has consequences that are real, widespread, and long-lasting. As Indonesia continues to develop, the challenge will be ensuring that progress does not come at the cost of public health. Clean air is not a luxury, it is a basic necessity. The question is not whether action should be taken, but how quickly and effectively it can be done. Reporting today is your news anchor, Adeline. Thank you for watching and good evening.